Poor people should just stay home if they can't afford to drive. Those words echo through Providence Municipal Court. The man who said them is standing in front of Judge Frank Caprio. His name is Donovan Pierce. He's 26 years old. His father owns Pierce Energy Solutions. That's one of the biggest oil companies in New England. Donovan is wearing a Brunello Cucinelli suit. That's a $6,000 suit. His Tom Ford sunglasses sit on top of his head. They cost $800. On his wrist is a Patek Philippe watch. That watch costs more than most people's houses. $140,000 to be exact. If you believe justice should be equal for everyone, you'll want to see what happens next. The date is March 14, 2026. It's 9:30 in the morning. The courtroom is packed. People fill every seat. Some stand in the back. The case number is 2026 TR 84921. The bailiff calls it out. His voice is clear and strong. Case 2026 TR 84921. Commonwealth versus Donovan Pierce. Traffic violations with injury. Judge Caprio sits at the bench. He's been a judge for decades. He's seen everything. Or so he thinks. Today will be different. Good morning, Mr. Pierce, the judge says. Please approach the bench. Donovan walks forward. His shoes click on the floor. They're Italian leather. Probably cost $1,200. He doesn't look worried. He looks bored. Like this is taking time away from something more important. Your Honor, Donovan says. He doesn't sound respectful. He sounds annoyed. Before the judge can continue, the clerk speaks up. Your Honor, we also have the plaintiff present. Ms. Elena Vasquez. A woman walks into the courtroom. She's 52 years old. Her hair is covered with a soft blue scarf. Not a fashion scarf. A medical scarf. The kind people wear when they've lost their hair. She walks slowly. Each step looks like it hurts. She's wearing simple clothes. A cardigan that's seen better days. Jeans that are worn at the knees. Tennis shoes that are clean but old. Elena Vasquez is a housekeeper. She's worked at Mercy Hospital for 23 years. She cleans patient rooms. She mops floors. She empties trash. She does this 6 days a week. 10 hours a day. She has two. She's a single mother. 2 kids. One is 16. One is 14. Their father left when they were babies. 3 months ago, Elena found a lump. The doctors did tests. Cancer. Stage 3 breast cancer. The treatment is brutal. Chemotherapy every 2 weeks. Radiation 5 days a week. The medical bills are crushing her. Her insurance only covers part of it. She's $47,000 in debt. She works through the pain because she has to. Her kids need food. They need a home. They need their mother to fight. Elena sits down in the front row. She folds her hands in her lap. She's here because of what Donovan did to her. Judge Caprio looks at the case file. He reads for a moment. His expression changes. His eyebrows raise. He looks at Donovan, then at Elena, then back at the file. Mr. Pierce, the judge says. It says here that on February 8th, you were driving on Westminster Street. You ran a red light. You struck Ms. Vasquez's vehicle. Is that correct? Donovan shrugs. Actually shrugs. In a courtroom. I mean, the light was yellow. Maybe orange. Definitely not fully red. A police officer stands up. Officer Ryan Mitchell. He's been on the force for 12 years. He was at the scene that day. Your Honor, may I speak? Please, Officer Mitchell. The officer steps forward. He's holding a tablet. On his body camera footage. Your Honor, I was 3 cars behind Mr. Pierce. I saw the entire incident. The light was red for 4.2 seconds before he entered the intersection. I have it on my body camera. I also have dashcam footage from my patrol vehicle. He plays the video. Everyone in the courtroom can see it on the screen. A silver Maserati speeds through the intersection. The light is clearly red. Not orange. Not yellow. Red. The Maserati slams into a 2004 Honda Civic. Elena's car. The Honda spins. It hits a light pole. The front end crumples like paper. The courtroom is silent. People watch the screen. Some cover their mouths. A woman in the back row gasps. The video continues. The Maserati stops. The driver's door opens. Donovan steps out. He walks to the Honda. Elena is inside. She's bleeding from her forehead. Her hands are shaking. She's trying to open her door. It's jammed. In the video, Donovan looks at her. He doesn't call 911. He doesn't ask if she's okay. He pulls out his phone, but not to call for help. He takes a selfie. Actually takes a selfie. With the wreck in the background. Then he makes a call. Dad? Yeah, I had a little accident. Can you call our lawyer? Some lady drove into me. The video shows Elena still trapped. Still bleeding. Donovan walks away from her car. He's on his phone. Scrolling through apps. Checking his messages. Casual. Like nothing happened. For minutes pass. Finally, another driver stops. That person calls 911. That person helps Elena. Not Donovan. The video ends. The courtroom erupts. People are talking. Angry voices fill the air. Are you kidding me? Someone shouts. He just left her there. Judge Caprio raises his hand. Order. Order in the court. The room goes quiet, but the anger hangs in the air. You can feel it, like electricity before a storm. Donovan stands there. He looks at his nails. He's not even paying attention. Your Honor, can we move this along? I have a tea time at noon. More gasps. A man in the third row stands up. The bailiff looks at him. The man sits back down, but his face is red. His fists are clenched. Judge Caprio stares at Donovan. Mr. Pierce, a woman was injured. You're talking about golf. She's fine, Donovan says. He waves his hand. Dismissive. It was just a fender bender. My insurance will cover it. Elena speaks from her seat. Her voice is quiet, soft, but everyone hears her. I was in the hospital for 3 days. I had a concussion. For broken ribs. My neck was injured. I missed 2 weeks of work. I can't afford to miss work. I have cancer. I need every paycheck. The courtroom goes silent again. But this time it's different. It's not angry silence. It's sad silence. Heavy silence. A woman in the second row has tears in her eyes. Donovan turns around. He looks at Elena. Maybe you should get a better job then. My car had $30,000 in damage. Your little Honda probably isn't even worth $3,000. That's when things get worse. Much worse. Officer Mitchell steps forward again. Your Honor, there's more. After the accident, Mr. Pierce's father contacted the police department. He tried to make the ticket go away. He called the chief. He called the mayor's office. He even called my captain. He offered money. A lot of money. Judge Caprio's face hardens. How much money? $50,000, Your Honor. To make the whole thing disappear. The courtroom explodes. People are yelling now. The bailiff has to step into the aisle. Order. We need order. Donovan laughs. Actually laughs. Oh, come on. That's not illegal. That's just how the world works. You grease palms. Things go smoothly. Everyone wins. Except Ms. Vasquez, the judge says. His voice is cold now. Ice cold. She doesn't win. She's in pain. She's in debt. She lost work. But everyone wins. Donovan rolls his eyes. Look, Judge. No offense. But you don't understand how things work at my level. I'm worth $8.4 million. That's my personal net worth. My trust fund pays out $40,000 a month. Every month. I didn't ask to be born into money, but I was. That's not my fault. And it's not my problem that other people weren't. A woman in the front row shakes her head. Unbelievable, she whispers. But it's loud enough that everyone hears. Judge Caprio opens a folder. He pulls out papers. Mr. Pierce, let's talk about what happened after the accident. Ms. Vasquez filed an insurance claim. Your insurance company offered her $8,000 to cover her medical bills, her lost wages, the damage to her car. Everything. $8,000. Do you know what she said? Donovan shrugs again. That same dismissive gesture. No idea. Don't really care. She said yes, the judge continues. She accepted it because she needed the money. Desperately. Her medical bills were piling up. She couldn't work. Her kids needed food. So she said yes to $8,000 even though her actual costs were over $30,000. Do you know what you did then? Donovan says nothing. He's checking his phone now. Right there in court. Mr. Pierce, I asked you a question. Please put your phone away. Donovan sighs. A big dramatic sigh. Like he's dealing with a child. He puts his phone in his pocket. What was the question? After Ms. Vasquez agreed to accept $8,000, you told your insurance company not to pay her. Is that correct? For the first time, Donovan looks uncomfortable. Just a little. My lawyer advised me to dispute the claim. Your lawyer, the judge says. The same lawyer your father hired for $800 an hour. That lawyer told you to refuse to pay $8,000 to a cancer patient you injured. A cancer patient who accepted less than a third of what she actually lost. That lawyer told you that was a good idea. It's just business, Donovan says. Nothing personal. Elena stands up. Her voice is stronger now. Louder. Nothing personal. I lie awake at night wondering how I'll pay my bills. My daughter asks me why we can't buy new school supplies. My son hasn't seen a dentist in 2 years because I can't afford it. I'm sick. I'm in pain. I'm scared. And you say it's nothing personal. Donovan turns to her. What he says next will change everything. Listen, lady. Life isn't fair. You're sick. That's sad. I get it. But that's not my responsibility. You chose to have kids you can't afford. You chose to work a minimum wage job. You chose to drive a cheap car. Those are your choices. I chose to be smart. I chose to be successful. Well, my family chose that. But still, we're not the same. We never will be. So stop acting like I owe you something just because you made bad decisions. 10 seconds of complete silence. Nobody moves. Nobody breathes. It's like time stops. Then the courtroom erupts. People are standing, shouting. A man tries to climb over the barrier. The bailiff grabs him. 2 more security officers rush in. Judge Caprio is slamming his gavel. The sound echoes like gunshots. Order! Order! Everyone sit down, or you'll be removed. It takes 3 full minutes to restore calm. People sit down, but they're angry. Really angry. The man who tried to jump the barrier is escorted out. He's yelling the whole way. That kid is evil. Pure evil. Elena sits back down. She's crying now. Silent tears roll down her face. She doesn't wipe them away. She just stares at Donovan. He's not even looking at her. He's looking at the ceiling. Bored. Judge Caprio leans forward. His hands are folded on the bench. Mr. Pierce. Donovan. Look at me. Donovan looks at him. Finally. Did you really just say that? In my courtroom? To a woman fighting cancer? I mean, yeah. It's true, isn't it? Everyone's responsible for their own life. The judge takes off his glasses. He cleans them with a cloth. Slowly. He's thinking. Choosing his words carefully. When he puts his glasses back on, his eyes are hard. Officer Mitchell, please present all the evidence. The officer steps forward. He has a thick file. Your Honor, we have multiple pieces of evidence. First, he shows the body camera footage again. This time with sound. You can hear Donovan on the phone with his father. Dad, it's fine. The car will buff out. There's some woman freaking out, but she'll be fine. Just call Mitchell and tell him to handle it. You know, the usual. The usual. Like making evidence disappear is normal. Next, Officer Mitchell shows text messages. They're between Donovan and his father. The texts were subpoenaed. The judge reads them out loud. February 8th, 6:47 p.m. Donovan to Dad. Cop is writing me a ticket. Can you fix this? February 8th, 7:03 p.m. Dad to Donovan, already called Chief Williams. He owes me. You'll be fine. February 8th, 7:15 p.m. Donovan to Dad. What about the woman? She's talking about lawyers. February 8th, 7:22 p.m. Dad to Donovan. Offer her something small. People like that always take the money. They're desperate. The courtroom is silent again, but it's angry silence. People like that. Those words hang in the air. More evidence comes out. Security camera footage from a nearby business. It shows the crash from a different angle. The light is clearly red. Not yellow. Not orange. Red. Donovan is going 58 miles per hour. In a 25-mile-per-hour zone. He didn't even slow down. Then Officer Mitchell presents medical records. With Elena's permission. The concussion. The broken ribs. The neck injury that still causes her pain. The hospital bills. $14,782 for the 3-day stay. The follow-up appointments. The physical therapy. The pain medication. All while she's already fighting cancer. Your Honor, Officer Mitchell says. Ms. Vasquez's cancer treatment costs $6,200 every 2 weeks. Her insurance covers $4,100. She pays $2,100 out of pocket. Every 2 weeks. She's missed 3 treatments because she couldn't afford them. Her oncologist wrote a letter. He says delays in treatment significantly reduce her survival chances. Elena wipes her eyes. A woman sitting next to her hands her a tissue. Elena takes it. Whispers thank you. The officer continues. We also have Mr. Pierce's social media posts from the day of the accident. He pulls up Instagram. Donovan's account. The photos are still there. Posted at 3:42 p.m. on February 8th. Just 2 hours after the crash. It's Donovan at a restaurant. He's holding a martini. He's smiling. The caption reads, "Crazy day, but nothing a good drink and better company can't fix. Hashtag blessed, hashtag living my best life, hashtag Mazur to summer." In the comments, someone asks what happened. Donovan replied, "Just some bad driver got in my way. All good now though." People in the courtroom are shaking their heads. A man in the back says disgusting, loud enough for everyone to hear. "There's more, Your Honor," Officer Mitchell says. Phone records show that Mr. Pierce's father made 14 phone calls in the 2 hours after the accident. To the police chief, to 2 city council members, to the mayor's assistant, to a state representative, all attempting to make this case go away. He shows the call logs, each one time-stamped, each one a piece of evidence showing a system being manipulated. And finally, Your Honor, we have proof that Mr. Pierce told his insurance company to deny Ms. Vasquez's claim even after initially agreeing to pay. Here's the email. He projects it on the screen. It's from Donovan's personal email to his insurance adjuster. Sent February 23rd at 11:14 p.m. "Talk to my lawyer. We're going to dispute everything. Don't pay her a cent, make her fight for it. She'll give up eventually. They always do. Too poor to afford good lawyers." The courtroom is silent. Dead silent. That last line echoes in everyone's mind. They always do. Too poor to afford good lawyers. Judge Caprio looks at Donovan. "Is this your email?" "Yeah, so what? That's my right. I don't have to pay if I don't think the claim is valid." "The claim is valid," the judge says. "You ran a red light. You were speeding. You hit her car. You injured her. All of that is documented. The claim is absolutely valid. You just didn't want to pay." "It's only $8,000, Donovan says. Then he laughs. A short, bitter laugh. "I spend more than that on a weekend in Miami. Why should I just give it away?" That's it. That's the moment. The nuclear quote. The one that will go viral. The one people will talk about for years. You spend more on a weekend than she needs to survive. And you think that's funny. The judge's voice isn't loud, but it cuts through the room like a knife. Donovan realizes he's made a mistake. For the first time, he looks worried. "I didn't mean it like that." "How did you mean it, Donovan? Explain it to me. Explain to this courtroom. Explain to Ms. Vasquez. Tell us how we misunderstood you." Donovan opens his mouth. Nothing comes out. He looks at his lawyer. The lawyer is a man in his 60s. Expensive suit. Slicked back hair. He stands up. "Your Honor, my client." "Sit down," Judge Caprio says. "I didn't ask you. I asked him." The lawyer sits. Donovan is sweating now. You can see it on his forehead. His confidence is cracking. I mean, look, this is all blown out of proportion. A woman is fighting for her life. You put her in the hospital. You tried to bribe police officers. You refused to pay her what you owed. You mocked her in court. And you think this is blown out of proportion. Your Honor, I'm not finished. The courtroom is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Judge Caprio stands up. He's not tall. He's not physically intimidating. But right now, he seems 10 feet tall. Donovan Pierce. "Look at me." Donovan looks. His hands are shaking now. The watch on his wrist suddenly feels very heavy. Do you know what responsibility means? Not the dictionary definition. The real meaning. The meaning that matters in life. I guess being accountable. That's the dictionary definition. Here's the real meaning. Responsibility means understanding that your actions affect other people. Real people. People with families. People with pain. People with dreams. People who matter just as much as you do. Do you understand that? Donovan says nothing. "Let me tell you a story," the judge continues. "I grew up in Federal Hill. Right here in Providence. My father worked in a factory. He made $90 a week. We had 6 people in a 3-room apartment. I wore my brother's old shoes. They were 2 sizes too big. I stuffed newspaper in the toes so they'd fit. My mother cleaned houses. Just like Ms. Vasquez cleans hospital rooms. You know what my parents taught me? They taught me that wealth isn't about how much you have. It's about what you do with what you have." The judge walks to the front of the bench. He's not behind it anymore. He's standing at the same level as Donovan. "You have millions of dollars. You have opportunities most people dream about. You have a life of comfort and ease. And what do you do with it? You hurt people. You mock them. You use your money as a weapon. You think you're better than everyone else. But you're not. You're just luckier. Donovan's jaw clenches. My family worked for their money. Your great-grandfather worked for the money. You were born into it. That's luck. Not skill. Not hard work. Luck. And there's nothing wrong with being lucky. But there's everything wrong with thinking luck makes you superior. The judge walks over to Elena. She's still sitting in the front row. Ms. Vasquez, would you stand, please? Elena stands. Slowly. Carefully. She's in pain. You can see it in the way she moves. Ms. Vasquez works 60 hours a week. She makes $14.50 an hour. That's $870 a week before taxes. About $640 after taxes. She pays $1,200 a month for rent. That's for a 2-bedroom apartment in Olneyville. Not a nice neighborhood. Not a safe neighborhood. But it's what she can afford. After rent, she has about $1,400 a month for everything else. Food, utilities, transportation, medical bills, 2 teenagers who need clothes and school supplies and everything else kids need. The judge turns back to Donovan. You make $40,000 a month from your trust fund alone. You didn't work for it. It just appears in your account. That's more in 1 month than she makes in an entire year. And you refuse to pay her $8,000. Money you legitimately owed her. Because you could. Donovan's face is red now. This isn't fair. You're making me sound like a monster. I'm not making you sound like anything. I'm just repeating your own words. Your own actions. If you sound like a monster, that's because of what you said and did. Not because of what I'm saying. The judge walks back to the bench. He sits down. He opens a large law book. He flips through pages. Everyone waits. The tension is unbearable. Donovan Pierce, the judge says, you've been charged with multiple violations. Running a red light. Reckless driving. Leaving the scene of an accident with injuries. Attempting to bribe a police officer. Failure to render aid. Contempt of court. That last one is new. You earned that today with your behavior. Donovan's lawyer stands again. Your Honor, we'd like to request. Denied, the judge says. Whatever you're about to request, it's denied. Sit down. The lawyer sits. He knows when to stop fighting. Here's what's going to happen, Judge Caprio says. First, the financial penalties. You're going to pay $23,750 in fines. That breaks down as follows. $5,000 for running the red light. $8,000 for reckless driving. $7,500 for leaving the scene. $2,500 for failure to render aid. And $750 for contempt of court. Donovan barely reacts. That amount of money means nothing to him. The judge knows this. Everyone knows this. Second, your license is suspended for 180 days. That's 6 months. No driving. Not your Maserati. Not any car. You walk. You take the bus. You get rides. But you do not drive. Now Donovan looks worried. But Your Honor, I need to drive. For work. 4. You should have thought of that before you ran a red light at 58 miles per hour. Before you left an injured woman bleeding in her car. Before you tried to bribe your way out of consequences. Your license is suspended. That's final. The judge flips another page in his book. Third, and this is the important one. Community service. 200 hours. But not just any community service. Donovan's lawyer stands. Your Honor, 200 hours is excessive for 400 hours, the judge says. Every time you interrupt me, I add 200 hours. Would you like to try for 600? The lawyer sits down so fast his chair squeaks. As I was saying, 400 hours of community service. Here's what you're going to do. Every Saturday and Sunday for the next 25 weeks, you will report to Mercy Hospital. The same hospital where Ms. Vasquez works. You will work on the cleaning crew. You'll mop floors. You'll empty bedpans. You'll clean bathrooms. You'll take out trash. You'll do exactly what Ms. Vasquez does every day. You'll wear the hospital-issued uniform. Green scrubs. The same ones all the cleaning staff wear. No special treatment. No private assignments. You work with the team. The courtroom erupts in applause. People are clapping. Cheering. The bailiff doesn't even try to stop them. He's smiling too. Donovan's face goes white. You can't make me do that. That's humiliating. I absolutely can make you do that. And yes, it's humiliating. That's the point. You need to understand what it's like to do the work you think is beneath you. The work done by people you think don't matter. But I'll be recognized. People will take pictures. It'll be all over social media. Good, the judge says. Let them take pictures. Let the world see you doing honest work for the first time in your life. Let them see you experiencing what millions of people experience every single day. Judge Caprio continues. You'll report at 5:30 a.m. That's when the early shift starts. You'll work until 2 p.m. 8.5 hours each day, with a 30-minute lunch break. You don't get to leave early. You don't get to call in sick unless you're in the hospital yourself. And guess what? Your direct supervisor will be the head of the cleaning department. Her name is Gloria Chun. She's worked at Mercy for 31 years. She's tough. She's fair. And she doesn't care who your father is. Donovan looks like he might throw up. This is insane. My father will appeal this. We'll take it to a higher court. Go ahead, the judge says. Appeal it. But until the appeal is heard and decided, the sentence stands. You start next Saturday, 5:30 a.m. sharp. If you're late, you do an extra 20 hours. If you don't show up, you go to jail for contempt. Your choice. The judge isn't done. Fourth, you will write a personal apology to Ms. Vasquez. Handwritten. Not typed. Not written by your lawyer. Written by you. It will be a minimum of 500 words. You will explain exactly what you did wrong, how it affected her, what you learned, and how you plan to do better. You'll deliver it to her in person, in this courtroom, for weeks from today. If I read that letter, and it sounds like your lawyer wrote it, you'll write it again, and again, until it's genuine. Donovan's hands are shaking now. Your Honor, please. I'm not finished. Fifth, you will make a public service announcement. It will be recorded here in the courthouse. You'll talk about the dangers of reckless driving, the importance of taking responsibility, the need to treat all people with respect regardless of their economic status. That video will be shown at every high school in Providence County. You'll also present it in person at 5 schools. Schools I choose. You'll answer questions from students. You'll face teenagers who will see right through any fake remorse. The judge takes a sip of water. Donovan looks like he might collapse. Sixth, you are banned from all social media for 1 year. No Instagram, no Twitter, no TikTok, no Facebook, nothing. Your accounts will be deactivated. If I find out you created new accounts, you'll face additional charges. But Your Honor, my business. Your business is oil money your family made. You don't have a business. You have a trust fund. You'll survive without Instagram for a year. Judge Caprio looks at the papers in front of him. Seventh, you'll attend victim impact panels. Once a month for the next year. These are meetings where people who've been hurt by reckless drivers tell their stories. You'll sit there. You'll listen. You'll hear about the pain, the loss, the grief. And maybe, just maybe, you'll develop something called empathy. Eighth, you'll take a financial literacy and responsibility course. It's a 12-week program. You'll learn about budgeting, about living on a real income, about the struggles most Americans face. There will be a test at the end. You need to score at least 80% to pass. If you fail, you take it again. The punishments keep coming. Donovan's face gets paler with each one. Ninth, and this is non-negotiable, you will personally pay Ms. Vasquez $8,000 immediately. Not your insurance. Not your father. You. From your account. Today. Before you leave this courthouse. The clerk will arrange for a cashier's check. Ms. Vasquez will receive it within 1 hour. Elena gasps. She covers her mouth with her hand. Tears stream down her face. But these are different tears. These are tears of relief. Additionally, the judge continues, you will pay her an additional $22,000 to cover the full cost of her medical bills, lost wages, and pain and suffering. That's $30,000 total. That's still less than your car repairs cost. But it will change her life. You'll pay it today. Donovan's lawyer jumps up. Your Honor, that amount exceeds. It doesn't exceed justice, the judge says. It doesn't exceed what's right. Sit down. Finally, Judge Caprio says, we need to address your behavior in this courtroom today. Your disrespect, your mockery, your complete lack of regard for these proceedings. For that, I'm holding you in contempt of court. Bailiff, take Mr. Pierce into custody. The bailiff moves forward. He's a large man. Former Marine. He's been waiting for this moment. You can tell by the way he walks. What? No. You can't. Donovan backs up. His $6,000 suit suddenly doesn't feel so protective. Turn around and put your hands behind your back, the bailiff says. This is crazy. Dad. Dad, call someone. Donovan is yelling now. His voice is high. Panicked. Your Honor, please. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. You meant every word, the judge says. Now you'll learn that actions have consequences. Even for people with money. Especially for people with money who think they're above the law. The bailiff takes Donovan's wrists. Click. The handcuffs go on. They're cold metal. They're tight. Donovan feels them bite into his skin. This is real. This is actually happening. The courtroom bursts into applause again. Louder this time. People are standing, clapping, cheering. Someone whistles. Another person shouts, "Justice." Donovan is crying now. Actual tears. Not fake ones. His makeup is running. His perfectly styled hair is a mess from his hands running through it earlier. His expensive watch glints in the fluorescent lights. The watch that costs more than Elena makes in 7 years. It looks ridiculous now. Obscene. Your Honor, please, Donovan begs. His voice is breaking. I have a dinner tonight. I have plans. I can't go to jail. Please. You'll be released in 48 hours, the judge says. That's the sentence for contempt. 2 days. You'll spend them in the county jail. General population. No special treatment. No private cell. You'll wear an orange jumpsuit. You'll eat the food they give you. You'll use the bathroom with everyone else. You'll experience just a tiny fraction of what people without privilege experience every day. Donovan is shaking. But my father, he'll get me out. Your father's money doesn't work here, Judge Caprio says. This is a courtroom. The law applies equally. Rich or poor. Powerful or weak. That's what justice means. The bailiff leads Donovan toward the door. Each step, Donovan's confidence crumbles more. His shoulders slump. His head drops. The man who walked in thinking he owned the world is being led out in handcuffs. Past the people he insulted. Past Elena, who he told was beneath him. Past everyone who witnessed his arrogance. As he passes Elena, he stops. The bailiff allows it. Donovan looks at her. I'm sorry, he whispers. I'm so sorry. Elena looks at him. Her face is complicated. There's anger there. Pain. But also something else. Maybe pity. You're not sorry yet, she says quietly. But maybe you will be. The bailiff leads Donovan out. The door closes behind them. The courtroom is silent for a moment. Then someone starts clapping again. Then another person. Then everyone. They're applauding Judge Caprio. They're applauding justice. They're applauding the moment when privilege finally met accountability. Judge Caprio waits for the applause to die down. Ms. Vasquez, please approach. Elena walks to the bench. She's still crying. Still shaking. Ms. Vasquez, I want you to know something. What happened to you was not your fault. You did nothing wrong. You were in the right place at the right time, following the law, living your life. And you were hurt by someone who thought laws didn't apply to him. I'm sorry that happened to you. Thank you, Your Honor, Elena says. Her voice is barely a whisper. The $30,000 will be transferred to you today. I'm also ordering that Mr. Pierce's insurance company pay for any future medical expenses related to the accident. Any physical therapy. Any pain medication. Anything you need. They'll fight it. They always do. But you now have this court order. They have to comply. Elena can't speak. She just nods. Tears fall on the floor. And one more thing, the judge says. I'm going to make a personal donation to your cancer treatment fund. It's not from the court. It's from me. From my family. My wife and I have been blessed in our lives. We want to pass that blessing on. It's $10,000. I hope it helps. Now Elena breaks down completely. She's sobbing. Her whole body shakes. A court officer brings her tissues. Another gets her a chair. She sits down right there in front of the bench and cries. These are tears of relief, of gratitude, of disbelief that something good is finally happening. The courtroom is quiet. People are crying too. The woman in the second row is wiping her eyes. A man in the back is dabbing his face with his sleeve. Even the clerk has tears. Judge Caprio steps down from the bench. He walks over to Elena. He kneels down next to her chair. He's 80 years old. Kneeling isn't easy for him, but he does it. You're going to be okay, he tells her. Keep fighting. Keep being strong. Your kids need you. This community needs you. People like you make the world better. Don't ever forget that. Elena hugs him. Right there in court. She hugs the judge. He hugs her back. It's not professional. It's not proper court procedure. But it's human. It's real. It's what matters. 8 weeks pass. It's now May 10th, 2026. The courtroom is full again. The same courtroom. The same judge. Different energy. The bailiff calls the case. Review hearing for case 2026, TR 84921. Commonwealth versus Donovan Pierce. The door opens. Donovan walks in, but he's different. Completely different. He's wearing jeans. Regular Levi's jeans. They cost $50. His shirt is a plain white t-shirt. No logo. No designer label. His shoes are Nike sneakers. Basic ones. Maybe $70. His hair isn't perfectly styled. It's just normal. Combed but not gelled. His face has no tan. He's pale from being indoors and working hard. There are circles under his eyes. He looks tired. Actually tired. The kind of tired that comes from real work. In his hands, he's carrying a folder. A simple manila folder. The edges are worn, like it's been opened and closed many times. He walks to the front. His posture is different. His shoulders aren't back in arrogance. They're relaxed. Humble. He stands in front of Judge Caprio. "Good morning, Your Honor." His voice is different too. Softer. Respectful. No attitude. No sarcasm. "Good morning, Mr. Pierce," the judge says. "You're here for your review hearing. You've completed 8 weeks of your sentence. How has it been?" Donovan takes a deep breath. "Your Honor, can I be honest? I insist on it. The first week, I hated every second. I hated waking up at 4:45 a.m. I hated taking the bus to the hospital because I couldn't drive. I hated putting on those green scrubs. I hated the work. I hated everything about it." The judge listens. Says nothing. "I thought you were punishing me because you didn't like me. Because I had money. I thought it was unfair. I complained to my father every night. I talked to lawyers about appealing. I was angry." Donovan opens his folder. But then something happened. Week 2, I was assigned to the oncology floor. That's where cancer patients stay. I had to clean rooms. Empty trash. Mop up, well, you know, gross stuff. He pulls out a piece of paper. I met a man named Robert. He's 68 years old. Prostate cancer. Stage 4. Terminal. I was mopping his room. He asked me my name. I told him. He asked what I did before this. I lied. I said I was just a cleaner. He smiled. He said that's honest work. Good work. We need people like you. Donovan's voice cracks a little. People like me. He had no idea who I really was. But he treated me like I mattered. Like my work mattered. I cleaned his room every weekend. We talked. He told me about his life. He was a carpenter. Built houses for 40 years. Raised 3 kids on a carpenter's salary. Sent all 3 to college. He was proud of that. Really proud. He wipes his eyes. Robert died 3 weeks ago. I found out when I came in for my shift. His room was empty. Someone told me he'd passed the night before. I didn't know what to do. I sat in that room. The room I'd cleaned every week. And I cried. I actually cried for someone I'd only known for a few weeks. Someone I wouldn't have even noticed 8 weeks ago. The courtroom is silent. People are listening. Really listening. Your Honor, I met 47 patients in 8 weeks. I learned their names. Their stories. I met Maria, who's 34 and has breast cancer. She has twins. They're 5 years old. She showed me pictures. I met Daniel, who's 16. Leukemia. He should be worrying about prom and college. Instead, he's worrying about living to see 17. I met Susan. I met James. I met Ahmad. I met so many people. And every single one of them was kinder to me than I deserved. He pulls out more papers. These are my hour logs. I've completed 136 hours so far. My supervisor, Ms. Gloria Chun, signed every sheet. She's tough. You were right about that. She doesn't let me slide on anything. If I miss a spot, I clean again. If I'm slow, she tells me to speed up. But she's also fair. She treats me the same as everyone else on the crew. And that's what I needed. Donovan looks at the judge. I also wrote the apology letter. To Ms. Vasquez. I wrote it 7 times. The first 6 weren't good enough. They were full of excuses. I'm sorry, but... And I didn't mean to... My father's lawyers kept trying to help. I finally told them to stop. I locked myself in my room and wrote from my heart. The 7th version is the one I brought today. He pulls out an envelope. It's thick, more than 1 page. The envelope is addressed to Elena Vasquez in careful handwriting. Not printed, handwritten. The handwriting is a little messy, like someone who doesn't write by hand often. But it's real. Judge Caprio takes the envelope. He opens it. He reads silently. The courtroom waits. 1 minute passes. 2 minutes. 3. The judge is reading carefully. His expression doesn't change. Finally, he looks up. This is well written, Donovan. It's honest. You take full responsibility. You don't make excuses. You acknowledge the harm you caused. And you outline specific ways you plan to do better. This is acceptable. Donovan lets out a breath he's been holding. Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Vasquez is here today, the judge says. Would you like to read it to her? Donovan turns around. Elena is sitting in the same seat as before, the front row, but she looks different too. She's wearing a wig now. A nice one. Her face has more color. She looks healthier, stronger. Ms. Vasquez, Donovan says. May I approach you? Elena nods. Donovan walks over to her. He kneels down, just like Judge Caprio did 8 weeks ago. He's learned. He's watched. He's paying attention. Ms. Vasquez, I owe you an apology. A real one, not a legal one, not one my lawyer wrote. A real, honest apology from me to you. He unfolds the letter. His hands are shaking a little. I'm going to read this to you, and then I'm going to answer any questions you have. And if you want to yell at me, you can. If you want to tell me I'm terrible, I'll listen. Because you're right. I was terrible. I am terrible. But I'm trying to be better. He reads. His voice is quiet but clear. Dear Ms. Vasquez, I don't know if sorry is enough. It probably isn't. But it's all I have right now, so I'm going to say it and mean it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for running that red light. I'm sorry for hitting your car. I'm sorry for not calling 911. I'm sorry for taking a selfie while you were hurt and scared. I'm sorry for walking away. I'm sorry for trying to make the ticket disappear. I'm sorry for refusing to pay you. I'm sorry for what I said in court. I'm sorry for treating you like you didn't matter. Because you do matter. You matter so much. He pauses, swallows hard, continues. I've spent the last 8 weeks cleaning the same hospital where you work. I've done the same work you do. I've mopped floors. I've emptied trash. I've cleaned bathrooms. I've scrubbed stains. And I've learned something. The work you do is hard. Really hard. Physically hard. Mentally hard. Emotionally hard. And it's important. So important. You keep that hospital clean and safe. You help patients heal. You make a difference every single day. And I mocked that. I dismissed you. I acted like you didn't matter because you weren't rich. I was wrong. So completely wrong. Tears are rolling down his face now. Real tears. You're fighting cancer. You're raising 2 kids alone. You're working 60 hours a week. And you're still kind. You're still strong. You're still trying. I couldn't do what you do. I could barely do your job for 8 weeks, and I'm young and healthy and have no responsibilities. You've been doing it for 23 years while dealing with things I can't imagine. You're a hero. I'm just someone who had to learn the hard way that money doesn't make you better than anyone. It just makes you luckier. He folds the letter. I know I can't undo what I did. I know saying sorry doesn't fix your pain or your bills or the time you lost. But I'm going to try to do better. I'm going to finish my community service. All 400 hours. I'm going to keep showing up. Keep working hard. Keep learning. And maybe someday, I'll be even a fraction of the person you are. The courtroom is silent. You can hear people breathing. Someone sniffles. A tissue rustles. Elena looks at Donovan. She takes the letter from his hands. She holds it. She doesn't say anything for a long time. Then quietly she speaks. When you hit my car, I thought I was going to die. The impact was so hard. I couldn't breathe. Blood was in my eyes. I couldn't move my door. I was trapped. And I thought, this is it. I'm going to die in this car, and my kids won't have a mother. That's what I thought, while you were taking a selfie. Donovan closes his eyes. The shame is written all over his face. When you said I made bad choices that hurt more than the accident. Because I didn't choose to have cancer. I didn't choose to have my husband leave. I didn't choose to be poor. Those things happened to me. I just kept fighting. Every day. I kept fighting for my kids. And you made it sound like it was my fault. Like I deserve to struggle. I'm so sorry, Donovan whispers. I'm so sorry. Elena is quiet for a moment. Then she says something no one expects. I forgive you. Donovan's eyes snap open. What? I forgive you, Elena repeats. Not because you deserve it, but because I don't want to carry anger anymore. I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm fighting for my life. I don't have energy for hate. So I forgive you. But that doesn't mean what you did was okay. It means I'm letting go of the hurt so I can heal. Donovan breaks down. He's sobbing. Full body sobs. The kind you can't fake. The kind that come from deep inside. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but thank you. Elena pats his shoulder. Use this. Use what you learned. Be better. Help people. Don't waste this second chance. Donovan nods. He can't speak. He just nods over and over. Judge Caprio stands up. Ms. Vasquez, that was incredibly gracious of you. Forgiveness is a gift you've given him. I hope he treasures it. He looks at Donovan. Mr. Pierce, stand up. Donovan stands. His face is red and wet from crying. You've completed 8 weeks. You have 17 more to go. Your progress report from Ms. Gloria Chun is excellent. She says you're punctual, hardworking, respectful. You're doing the work and doing it well. I'm pleased with that. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm reducing your social media ban from 1 year to 6 months. You've earned that. But if I see one post that's disrespectful, arrogant, or mocking, the full ban returns. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Completely understood. Continue your community service. Continue your classes. Continue showing up. And keep learning from people like Ms. Vasquez. People who've lived real lives. People who've faced real struggles. People who have more dignity in their little finger than most wealthy people have in their entire bodies. I will, Your Honor. I promise. Judge Caprio smiles. Just a little. I believe you. Court adjourned. The gavel comes down. 6 months later. November 2026. The hospital cafeteria at Mercy Hospital is hosting a special event. A celebration. The cleaning department is being recognized for their work. The hospital administrator is giving a speech. Today we honor the men and women who keep this hospital running, who clean our floors and empty our trash and make this place safe for patients. They work hard. They care deeply. And we are grateful. 20 cleaning staff members stand on a small stage. They're wearing their green scrubs. They look proud. Gloria Chun is at the center. She's beaming. Next to her is Donovan Pierce. He completed all 400 hours. Every single one. He showed up early. Stayed late when needed. Worked holidays. Did the hard jobs no one wanted. And he did it without complaint. Without asking for special treatment. He became part of the team. Elena is in the audience. She's cancer-free now. The treatment worked. Her last scan was clear. She's still working at the hospital. Still cleaning rooms. Still fighting through each day. But she's healthier. Stronger. The $40,000 she received from Donovan and Judge Caprio covered her treatment. Saved her life. After the ceremony, Donovan finds Elena. Ms. Vasquez, can I talk to you for a minute? Of course. They walk to a quiet corner. I wanted to tell you something, Donovan says. I'm starting a foundation. It's called the Second Chance Foundation. We're going to help people who are going through what you went through. Medical debt. Job loss. Single parents struggling to make ends meet. We're going to pay medical bills, cover rent, provide groceries, whatever people need. Elena's eyes widen. That's wonderful. It's funded by my trust fund, Donovan says. I'm giving away $20,000 a month. Every month. Forever. Or until I run out of money. Whichever comes first. I don't need that much. I never did. And if I'm going to have money I didn't earn, I should use it to help people who need it. Donovan, that's incredible. I wanted you to be the first person to know, he says, because you taught me something. You taught me that kindness isn't about money. It's about how you treat people, how you see them, how you value them. You had every reason to hate me, but you forgave me. That changed my life. Elena smiles. You changed your own life. I just gave you permission to do it. They hug. A real hug. No awkwardness. No tension. Just two people who've been through something hard and came out better. Judge Caprio's chambers. December 2026. The judge sits at his desk. He's looking at a letter. It's from Donovan. Handwritten. 3 pages. The letter thanks him. It explains how the sentence changed Donovan's life, how working at the hospital opened his eyes, how meeting patients taught him empathy, how Elena's forgiveness gave him hope, how he's trying every day to be better, to do better, to use his privilege for good instead of harm. The judge smiles. He's seen thousands of cases. Most defendants complete their sentences and disappear. They don't change. They just become better at not getting caught. But sometimes one person learns. One person grows. One person becomes who they should have been all along. Those cases make it worth it. Those cases are why Judge Caprio still sits on the bench at 80 years old. Because justice isn't just about punishment. It's about transformation. It's about giving people a chance to become better versions of themselves. He files a letter, closes the folder. The case of Commonwealth versus Donovan Pierce is complete. The young man who walked into court arrogant and cruel walked out humbled and kind. That's justice. Real justice. The viral video of the case has over 50 million views. It's been shared on every social media platform. News outlets around the world covered it. People debate it online. Some think the punishment was too harsh. Others think it wasn't harsh enough. But everyone agrees on one thing: the moment was powerful. The lesson was clear. Privilege doesn't make you better. It just makes you responsible for using it well. In the 6 months after this case, Providence Municipal Court implemented new policies. Every attempt to influence a case must be logged publicly. A hotline was created for reporting intimidation. All police officers now wear body cameras during every stop. A victim advocate program was expanded to help people like Elena navigate the legal system. Traffic violations in the area where Donovan hit Elena decreased by 41%. 18 other defendants completed similar community service sentences. Local schools reported safer crossing zones. Community trust in the court system increased. The case became a teaching tool. Law schools use it to discuss privilege and justice. Drivers' education programs show the footage. Youth programs reference it when talking about responsibility. Donovan Pierce appears at schools across the state. He tells his story. He's honest about who he was. Honest about his mistakes. Honest about how hard it was to change. Students listen. They ask tough questions. He answers honestly. No scripts. No lawyers. Just truth. Elena Vasquez's story inspired a support network for working cancer patients. A local charity now helps people continue working during treatment. They provide transportation, cover costs, offer flexible scheduling. The program is named Elena's Hope. She didn't ask for it to be named after her, but the founders insisted. She's their inspiration. The Second Chance Foundation has helped 247 families in its first 6 months. Medical bills paid, rent covered, groceries delivered, kids get school supplies, families stay together, lives are changed. All funded by a trust fund that once meant nothing except wealth. Now it means something. It means hope. Judge Frank Caprio continues to serve. He's thinking about retirement. Maybe next year. Maybe the year after. But for now, he shows up every day. He hears cases. He makes decisions. He tries to see people. Really see them. Not just defendants and plaintiffs. People. Human beings with stories and struggles and hopes and dreams. Because that's what justice is. It's not just following the law. It's understanding people. It's holding the powerful accountable. It's protecting the vulnerable. It's giving chances when chances are earned. It's showing that everyone matters. Rich or poor. Powerful or weak. Everyone matters equally under the law. That's the lesson from this case. That's the legacy of Commonwealth versus Donovan Pierce. That's what happens when arrogance meets accountability. When privilege meets responsibility. When hurt meets healing. Money can buy many things. Expensive cars, designer clothes, fancy watches, private lawyers. But it cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. It cannot create character. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely cannot buy justice. Justice isn't for sale. It's earned. Through truth. Through accountability. Through growth. Through change. And sometimes, just sometimes, even the most arrogant person can learn that lesson, can become better, can use their privilege to help instead of hurt. That's the hope. That's the possibility. That's what makes cases like this matter. Not because punishment was severe, but because transformation was real. That's justice. Real justice.